Hi, darling. I hope this message finds you when you need it. I want you to know that the universe is not tone deaf. You are not forsaken. This this is such an important part of your journey, the part between the where you are and the where you want to be. That preparatory period is for you to become better, to become stronger, to become more faithful, to start thinking about how amazingly blessed you are to have even what you may have right now. And perhaps the situation you're in isn't fantastic. Happens to the best of us, been there, done that. I'll share more about my story along the way for sure. But for you, because we're talking about you right now, you have to remember the universe is always listening. The universe is not tone deaf. So if you are receiving experiences where you're like, why am I meeting the same type of person? Why am I experiencing X, Y, and Z in my job? How come I get a manager who's exactly the same but just has a different name? I've changed jobs and it's still happening. A few of these things on a more deeper level here is this idea that the consciousness of this planet is also shifting right now. I think post COVID, things have not stayed the same. People have changed, people are learning new things. So, a rise in human consciousness has taken place. So, when something shifts, right, just imagine like there's some way of operating, that thing is starting to move. It's going to cause some disruption, it's going to cause some unrest. And you're just part of that process right now. And it's not the end all be all of everything, it's just one part of the process. If you're struggling right now for whatever reason, okay, your health, your mental health, your body, your job search, whatever the case might be, you can insert that in this thinking and remind yourself the universe is not tone deaf. The universe is always listening. And because the universe is always listening, it's going to send you people to help you, but it's also going to send you people that will irritate you sometimes. And you'll wonder, like, hello, I didn't ask for a difficult manager. No, you didn't ask for a difficult manager. That's true. But you also asked so that it asked for something that needed to shift within you in order to receive that very desire of yours. So sometimes what happens is if God wants to make you stronger, or if the universe wants to make you stronger, depending on your faith, of course, please use that to help you with this. When you want that change, right? Sometimes God is saying, or the universe is saying, I want you to be just a tad stronger, or I want you to be more discerning, or I want you to watch out for X, Y, and Z. And when that type of signal is being sent to you, it's for your own elevation. I want to introduce one more thing here too. And it ladders up to this. Sometimes we don't get the things that we want. It's like the biggest blessing, of course, in my opinion, and I think it's worked out for many people not getting what they want in life because they've gone toward their purpose. So when you don't receive what you want in your life, you have to remember there's something divine at play and it is bringing you closer to your purpose. So when you're making your prayers or you're having a word with God, you may want to ask Him and say to Him, like, listen, I'm planning to step out of the way here. Show me what's possible. Show me the goodness that exists. Show me where I'm supposed to be headed. I trust you. So when it happens, great. When it doesn't happen, great. Why not? So for you, if you're struggling right now, and I really hope these words find you and give you a message of encouragement and hope and love from a stranger across the internet, that wonderful things are possible when we stay in the energy of what we desire and not in the energy of our present circumstance, because our present circumstances are going to change based off of the energy we hold. So that art of surrender, that art of letting go, especially the fixation you may have in your mind for how something needs to look, needs to be released so that something magnificent can find you. So, in this process of listening to the universe and knowing the universe is not tone deaf and it doesn't hate you or anything, you have to know that the blessings that you're seeking are in front of you, even with that difficult manager, even if the person's toxic. Obviously, don't stay if it's too much, and start thinking about finding another gig. But what, even in that example, right? Like, what is it teaching you? Like, what should you look out for when you're looking for that next job? Because you don't want to repeat that cycle again. So it's teaching you discernment. Everything you want, the universe is giving you. You just don't like the way it's showing up. And if you can step away from how it looks and look at what it's teaching you and how you want to be in the future, then everything is in your favor. Everything is working toward that which you want and desire, and that which is your purpose if you're lucky, and if you can step out of your own way. This was moving through me today. This was moving through me today. And what happened with me is today, especially, is that I was in a funk, and I would love to quickly share this with you. I was in a bit of a funk. I had My anxiety level had suddenly peaked out of nowhere. I just don't know why. And I get a call from somebody I recently met, and I've known for many, many years, but I've just finally gotten back in touch with her because of change, cities and stuff. And she's like, Neelam, what are you doing? I was like, dude, I'm just about to send an email, and what's up, you know? And she's like, hey, want to go get pedicures or manicures or get a cup of coffee or tea? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to go out. Normally, like the introvert in me is just like wanting to have to plan things, and she's good peeps. I know that. And I'm telling you, sometimes the blessing for me in this situation was getting that call at a point where I would have collapsed for the day. I would have just shut down for the day, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. I would have just stopped. And I didn't. Thankfully, someone called. Thankfully, I picked up the call. Thankfully, I said yes. And I went out with her, and we just chilled, and our talks were productive because I can't spend time with someone just talking about the weather. That's not my jam. But it was like a productive conversation. She's starting her business venture. She already has one, and we were talking about important things, ideas, and how the world is moving. So you will find those people, and it's funny enough, I've known her for many, many years, but we've never talked at this level before. So the universe is always listening. It's not tone deaf. And today the universe helped me. It almost saved me from myself. And it taught me to say yes. And I did say yes today. And it was a beautiful moment. And so maybe it doesn't always have to be grand in the path of change. And when the results arrive, they will arrive so quickly. They will arrive so quickly for you that you will be shocked at the pace at which it is, at the pace you've received something. I know it was a small example, but for me, it was a big deal today. Such a big deal. Uh, so I hope it finds you and it gives you some courage in your journey to keep going and to keep being kind to yourself, because that in between phase is the worst of the worst, because you're in this deep state of funk, and you can see the progress. You can see the progress. You may be applying for jobs and you're getting constant no's, or you are a business owner and you're getting constant no's from prospective clients that you can absolutely you can help them in your sleep. And it's okay. It's okay. Those no's are storing more and more blessings for you. And how your attitude is after receiving every no is what's going to count in the end game. The end game is that, right? The currency is that. So, welcome to the space. I'm getting back on YouTube. I wouldn't say I'm getting back on YouTube. I will say that this is a medium that has always been scary for me, like YouTube. I don't know anything about it. um, but I'd love to share what I know about things, many things. And they don't have to be exactly right, but they're my experiences. And I hope whatever I share supports you in some way or the other. And that every time you come here, you find some solace and some peace and some quiet and maybe a few things that resonate with you. And so, for your time and your love and your attention today, I thank you. And I remind you once more, the universe is not tone deaf. The universe is actually actively listening to you, your energy, and your faith. So I'd urge you, if you can, in the most little, and even if it's the most imperfect of ways, trust it. Trust this moment in your life, this moment in your journey, even if it's not perfect, especially if it's not perfect. Stay beautiful.